Hey YouTube. Alright, what I'm going to do on this video, I've done a couple of videos on my my two IBANEZ guitars, the AC, what the hell is it, the AC 240 and the, forget what the other one is, the one that I've got right now. You can look it up and see what it's listed as, but I've done videos on guitar strings. On this guitar over here that I'm holding now, my IBANEZ acoustic electric, I've got number 11 strings on it, and I've done a bunch of comparisons on 9, 10, 11, 12 strings. Now I'm going to do a comparison on 11 and 12 string, and it's not going to be a real fair comparison because this guitar that I'm using now is an acoustic electric, not connected to an amp, and then the AC 240 that I'm going to play in a minute has a mahogany top, which is going to give a much deeper, richer sound, but it's also it's got the number 12 strings on it, which gives it just a really different sound. I didn't tune any of these guitars up. They might be off a little bit, which is okay. I'm just going to pluck. Just going to do a comparison. So I'm going to stick with this, and then I'll switch over to the other one. Hopefully you can hear the difference. I'm just going to pluck. I'm doing a C chord. I'm going to pluck each string. You can hear. Listen to that. Listen to the 3, 2, and 1. You can hear that there's some highs in there, some high tones. I'm going to do a G. Now I want you to listen to the, mainly the reason I'm doing this video, so you can hear the difference between the highs and the lows and the bass. Listen to this. I'm doing a G. I'm going to go on the 6th string. Oops. Yeah, I never pressed that 5 string really well. Okay, now I'm going to strum. I'm going to do a C and then a G with a pick. Let's do a G. Now you can hear that the bass notes aren't really that bassy. They're not rich. But the 1, 2, and 3 strings, the treble, you hear them ring out, much higher pitched sound. I'm going to do a little finger picking now with C and then, well, it's just finger pick. Okay, you're going to notice that when I do the other guitar, you're going to hear the big powerful boom, the power of the 12. It's kind of wussy, but I like it. I know I'm screwing up on this guitar, which is really common because when I go between the guitar with the 11 string and the 12 string, there's such a difference in how the nail grabs onto the string and the power. Let me switch over just so you can hear it now. Hopefully this video will help some people. I don't know if it's even going to help me because I'm so confused with which way I want to go. Listen to the C chord now, and I'm going to pluck the strings. There's going to be a lot of powerful bass. You can hear that in the bass strings. Very rich. And then I do the treble. You don't really hear the high pitched as much. And these, here, let me do it. Now the cool thing is, you can probably even see it in the video. These strings look really meaty compared to the other guitar that I just had up here. Let's do the G chord, plucking. I'm going to stick with the G and do a strum with the pick. Okay, now my thoughts on this. Anytime I put a number 12 string on a guitar, to me it's just so dull because it's so full of power and bass, and you miss hear the 3 strings. It doesn't sound like it rings out as well as when the number 11 strings are on. The cool thing, you're going to hear me do finger picking now, and this is where I love the thick number 12 string, is the finger picking. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Here's the C. totally messed that up. All right, why do I like having the number 12 strings on the guitar? Well, I did some research and I looked at the thickness between where's the video? Where's the camera? There it is. Number 6 string, 5 string, 4 string. Yeah, I measured mine with a micrometer and then I looked at the data for the strings. These 3 strings are almost, if not exactly, the same diameter, which is kind of weird because they seem so hard to play sometimes. But they're just either the same or they're a fraction different, like this E string. Yeah, and like I said, I'm using the mahogany top, which gives it a lot stronger bass sound, deeper, richer sound. But it just seems like it's harder to play. It's the exact same diameter, mostly on these thick 3 strings. The difference is the number 3 string. This number 3 string is much thicker on the number 12 than on the number 11. And these 2 bottom ones are the 1 and 2. They're definitely thicker. And when I play this thing, when I pluck it, hopefully, let me zoom in because I want to do a comparison. Hopefully you can see it. Let's get some of the light out of there. I mean, look when I pluck the number 1. It just sounds like it's a thick string, and there's something to grab onto for finger picking. But when I do the strumming, let's do an E minor. Listen how dull that is. It just sounds, it sounds rich and deep. And I know when I'm in the right room, when I'm outside in a parking structure or something, I hear the deep richness, but I also hear the high pitch sounds that I don't seem to hear when I'm playing it. Okay, listen to that. And I'm going to go back to the number 11 and grab this other guitar again. I'm going to do the exact same thing again with that E minor. Listen, you should be able to hear that. Hear how much brighter it sounds. Let me pick those strings like I did before. It's ringing out now. Let me try to zoom in as I pluck this number 1 string. It's kind of wussy. So that's that's what I wanted to show in the video. What I mostly want to say is that at least for right now, I'm not going to restring this AC 240. It came with number 12 strings, and I keep saying to myself, this thing's a pain in the ass to play. And I don't like the deep sound. And then I get in a good mood outside and I start finger picking. That's with the number 12 strings. Very powerful. So I think, at least for now, that's going to remain a finger-picking guitar mostly. Because every time I finger pick with it, oh, I just love the feel and the sound, and I love having that thick string to grab onto for the number 1 and 2 and 3. I'm going to do the same thing again, and you're going to hear the high pitch. Sounds incredibly beautiful, considering I've only been finger picking for a while, self-taught. Let's get that pick back out here again. Number 11, let's go back to the 12, and you're going to hear how almost dull and muffled and yucky sounding, at least to me it is, on the strumming. I've heard people that know how to play this guitar with the number 12 strings on it, and it sounds awesome. But I'm not that good with it, but to me it's still really rich and dull. Wow. Okay, so I guess it's really personal preference. I've gone through, I started off playing 9 Super Slinkies, Ernie Ball Super Slinkies on an acoustic, just so that I could play without hurting my fingers. Went up to 10s, loved the 10s for a while. Couldn't believe that I played with the 9s, and then I started saying, I'm sick of these 10s. They're so high-pitched and squeaky and annoying. Went to 11s. I love the 11s, and I still love 11s. I'm never going back to the 9s or the 10s on the acoustic. And I went to 12s on all of my guitars, couldn't stand it, played for just a few days, and I decided I don't like the sound. It's too dull, it's too boring, it's too hard to play, it kills my fingers, it kills my wrist, it's not worth the suffering and the pain, and I can't really enjoy playing. Then I bought this guitar, the AC240, still has the little sticker on it. Bought this guitar, and I keep saying I'm going to take these strings off. I'm taking off the number 12 strings. And then I sit down and play for a while, and I go, no, just don't do that. I might go to 11s and find an incredible amount of enjoyment on this. But at least for now, I'm leaving the 12s on, and I've got other guitars with the number 11 strings on them. So hopefully this helped you. With me, I don't know if it helps because I go back and forth wanting the 11s, then loving the 12s. So it's a rough battle. Probably what I need to do is buy another guitar like this and have the same guitar with number 11s and number 12s, but that would be incredibly stupid. So I'm going to post this. If anybody benefited from it, that's good. And got any questions, let me know.